All right, we are live. Time to light up those pumpkins, everybody. Happy Michael Myers Monday. And let's see who else is awake out there tonight. Welcome to this week's live transmission, broadcasting out of HDN headquarters here in Kill Devil Hills, North Carolina on the Outer Banks. I hope everybody's doing well. Tonight, it is Michael Myers Monday for Michael Myers, May the 24th of 2021. And got a few things to talk about tonight. Got a fun throwback clip with Mr. James Jude Courtney we're going to look at later. Going to look at some Michael Myers Monday Instagram posts and tweets and converse with you guys. I see some friends are up in the live chat room already. Ryan, of course, not going to miss it. Thanks for being here. I see Byron is here. Chad, Phil, thank you for being here, man. There's Ken, all my buddies, all my friends, all my fellow Michael Myers fanatics. If you're new here, I'm Matt Arts with Halloween Daily News, and this is Michael Myers Monday Live, our weekly live conversation where we go over any Halloween franchise news from the past week, and we just discuss and geek out over the franchise. And it's a great time to be a Myers fan right now because there's a lot to geek out about. Not a whole lot of news this week, I'll be honest. Thank God for Funko today, though, giving us some new collectibles news to discuss. And yeah, if you're not into collectibles, I mean, I know they're not for everybody. There's not a whole lot of movie news as far as Halloween Kills this week. I do have a few little points to make in just a minute, and then another little news item. But we're going to be talking about that, the Funko announcements today, part of their Funko Ween, and they made some fun announcements. But first, again, to all our regulars, welcome back, guys. Happy Michael Myers Monday. Toast to you guys. Now, as we're just getting going here, and people are still getting notifications and filing in to the live chat, I usually start with a little show and tell of something that we've got in stock in our online store. And since we're talking about collectibles tonight, we don't have Funkos in the store yet, but we do have the Trick or Treat Studios officially licensed 1/6 scale Halloween 1978 Michael Myers. And I want you to check out that sculpt right there. Hopefully the autofocus is picking it up all right for you. That is just a beautiful sculpt. I think. I love this figure. It is 1/6 scale. It's about 12 inches tall. It's got tons of articulation. The knees, ankles, feet rotate, waist, arms. It does come with an extra hand that doesn't hold the knife, but you're gonna want him to hold the knife. And as you can see on here, I mean, this is the blue coveralls, and Trick or Treat has since started taking pre-orders for an accessory pack that you can get to go with this guy, and it comes with the Judith tombstone. It comes with the ghost sheet and some extra hands. And it also comes with another set of coveralls. I guess some people were complaining that this was a little too blue. I love it, though. I mean, it is, it's not 100% screen accurate, of course, but and the new one in the accessory pack is more the charcoal color, the darker. But this figure, I love this figure. And we've got just a couple of them left in stock. They are available right now. Now, they're not cheap. I'm the first to tell you. They're $120 plus shipping. And we got to charge a little for shipping because we got to pack them real nice because you don't want anything to happen with this. But this is a quality figure. And I didn't know what to expect when Trick or Treat first announced they were going to get into the collectible figures market. But I love this guy. And so we've got him in stock. If you haven't got him, I've got a separate video, a standalone, also on this channel you can check out. And you can find him right now. Get one of the last few we've got still in hand, in stock, right now at HalloweenDailyNews.com/shop. And I see the great Mitchell kindly has joined us with another $20 super chat. You are too kind, Mitchell. Thank you, sir. Let's Let's pause the action, and everybody right now, let's toast Mitchell. Happy Michael Myers Monday. Thanks for being here. You guys are awesome. Um, so yeah, we've got the Myers figure that is the Halloween '78, and also when we're talking about collectibles, everybody needs a keychain. Sorry, everybody needs a keychain. So there you go. That is officially licensed Halloween 2 Michael Myers keychain, just $12 plus shipping. And again, not quite a low stock alert, but they're getting low. Again, I don't expect to have any of those, at least from this batch, in stock come this October. But we'll see. Anything's possible. All right. So before I get into the news tonight, how's everybody doing? I hope you all had a good day, a good week since our last live show. You might have seen my tweet earlier this week. I'm fully vaxxed now, happy to say. 2 shots, 2 weeks after the second as of Friday. So I'm ready to go hit some cons and some haunt attractions and do some Hallow hunting at Halloween store walkthroughs this year. And go see some horror movies, you know. I've not seen the new Saw yet, still. Great to see you guys. Great to see you guys. Awesome. Thank you, Phil. Phil says I'm a good guy. Well, thank you, Phil. I try. I try to be good. Thanks for being here. All right. Well, let's get to tonight's big story, which was some exciting news from Funko today. And again, I know not all of you maybe collect everything. I'm a big collector, especially when it comes to Myers specific stuff. Some people collect Funko Pop figures and they just want them all. I collect Michael Myers figures and I want them all, and I want all the different kinds. I want all the different scales and all the different releases. Once upon a time, that was an achievable goal because there weren't that many out there. But nowadays, there's new stuff being announced constantly, all the time, and some really great stuff. And some of it's just out of my price range. And this is just the officially licensed stuff. That's not even to mention all the tons of indie artists that do their own collectibles. And but figures I do have a soft spot for. As I've said before, as a kid I played with Star Wars and G.I. Joe figures and Transformers, and so the nostalgic factor of things like these reaction figures. We've got these in stock too. Stuff like this, it just it hits me. I got a soft spot for all that stuff. So I collect the pops as they pertain to Halloween stuff. If it's Myers related, this franchise, I've got all the Sam ones from the Trick or Treat film, a couple Jack and Sally's, as it pertains to Halloween, I'm all about them. But I don't collect them in general, and I don't really, I don't get any one brand, every single thing they put out. It's more like if it's got to do with this franchise, I want to own it, and that goes especially for figures. That's one of the things that I've collected in the last few years. So I just want to show you guys somebody said Saw is terrible. Well, then maybe I won't be rushing out to see that one. Might be waiting on that one. I don't know. So let's take a look at these guys. This is what was revealed earlier today. If you didn't know, Funko, they're doing their Funkoween all this week, and that's where they're revealing a bunch of like Halloween themed or spooky type stuff, products, new releases, stuff that's going to go up for pre-order either this week or in the coming weeks, and will most likely be released late summer, early fall. And as expected, of course, there's some Michael Myers stuff. And here was the reveal. This was a screenshot from their, they do a series called Funland TV. And they did a special Halloween themed episode today where they revealed some of the releases, not even all of them, but in that they revealed that we are getting a new jumbo 10-inch Michael Myers pop figure, a bloody variant of the 10-inch, and a new Michael Myers a standard size pop figure, as well as a bloody variant of that. From there, we were given some better images of that 10-inch, that jumbo-sized pop. Now, as you can see, it is basically the H2O pop that was released in 2019. It's the same pose and the same mask. So most likely all of these are licensed, as that was from H2O. But you can see he's holding his knife out in that one. You can see a little bit of, it's not the blackest eyes. You can see a bit of his skin around the eyes behind that mask. And like I said, the H2O Michael Myers was a Hot Topic exclusive that was released in 2019. And this is basically that, but a 10-inch jumbo size. And there is also the bloody available. Now, here's a little bit better look at what else we're getting. You can see here that they're restocking the original bloody variant of the original 78 Myers figure that was released back in 2018. That, as it was then, is again an FYE exclusive. But the big headline here, for me, I mean, of course I'm going to have to own that 10-inch, but I'm really excited about this new figure. It is the H2O mask, it appears. So again, most likely it's going to be officially licensed from H2O. But you can see that that figure is the bloody edition is going to be an Amazon exclusive on that one, and they are going to be released this summer. Pre-orders will go up. They'll be available for order this summer on Amazon. And as if that wasn't enough, if you need a wallet or a backpack, or just can't say no to Halloween Michael Myers merch like I often can't, Funko also went a step further today and also announced this evening some Halloween 2 official merch, including a wallet and a backpack that you can see here. And they will be available exclusively from Loungefly. Again, officially licensed from Halloween 2. So, I mean, I guess it's possible they could call this a Halloween 2 figure, but I mean, I really, they're using that H2O head. So I really believe it's going to be in H2O. But I am thrilled to see a different pose than we got before. So what do you guys think? Are you going to be getting these new pops, any of these pops? Like I said, the original 1978 Michael Myers pop is pretty sought after. Like all of the first run Michael Myers stuff, especially from Funko. I've talked about how the reaction figures, all the other horror figures that came out in that first wave, they were reprinted. Michael was not. Similar situation with the very first released Michael pop in that very first horror wave that Funko ever did of pop figures. And I went ahead for an additional show and tell tonight. Sometimes I like to show off some stuff from my own personal collection. So I brought down my collection of Myers themed pop figures because I've got them all. So I'm just going to show you just for comparison. This is actually the original. I've talked on here. I usually open my stuff Some of those reactions I'll keep in a package because that is part of the fun with those. But this is my, and what year was it released? I don't even know now that I mean, it was probably around 2012, maybe 2011 or 12. It's been a while. It's like number 003 on the Funko box. I do have one of them boxed as well that was gifted to me. So that's the original guy. So then that's all we had. Meanwhile, all the other horror icons, Freddy, Jason, they all got reissued in their original form. Many got extra, and don't even get me started on all the variants of like Pennywise and some of the other franchises. There's been so many over the years. Meanwhile, all we had was this guy, and he wasn't getting reprinted, and he was super hard to find for years and years and years until, well, 2017, thanks to Stranger Things being as awesome as it is, we got the next must own if you're a Myers fanatic. If you've seen Stranger Things, if you remember season 2, episode 2, I believe it was, this is Max from Stranger Things wearing her Michael Myers outfit. She's got her knife, she's got her pumpkin pail, she's got her Myers mask, just like on Halloween in season 2 of Stranger Things. So again, not a Myers figure, but it is Max as Michael Myers. That's even on the label. His name is on the label. And I mean, I love Stranger Things. Again, I talk all the time about nostalgia. I grew up in the 80s, So if you love Stranger Things, and you're watching this and you love Myers like we do, then you got to have Max. That one, I believe, was a Hot Topic exclusive, if I remember right. That was in 2017. Yeah, I believe that was a Hot Topic exclusive that year. Then we got a variant, an official variant. Oh, and even harder to find than that original 78, of course, is the glow in the dark Chase. Now, that one is super hard to find. I don't own that one. I said I own all of them. I forgot. That one I actually do not own. So, yeah, if anybody wants to send me a glow in the dark Michael Pop, that'd be awesome. But no, I'm just kidding. They're super hard to find and for a reasonable price. Now, in 2018, when NECA's releasing the 2018 Myers, and we're thinking maybe we're going to get a 2018 version of Myers or Laurie from Funko. They surprise us, go back to 78, and give us a blood splatter, which does not represent any scene in the 78 film. It's not, but it was an official variant. And that one was actually an FYE exclusive. And again, that was a limited printing. That was hard to get then. I remember I had to travel out of town to an FYE to pick that one up. And I made a special trip. And again, the exact same body, same mask. There is a slight difference in the hair color, the tone of the hair. If you want to get, like, here's the, that's the first released. That's the Bloody, and you can see the Bloody's got darker hair. But the masks, and again, if you look real close, maybe like, a hundredth of a centimeter, the eyebrows are a little bit meaner on this guy. That could just be my imagination, though, honestly. But those are the only apparent differences, that the Bloody. So then in 2019, we got H2O, Michael. And finally, new mask, new hair, new body pose. He's kind of lunging forward. And it's Michael, but I mean, is it Michael or is it the paramedic? Because you can see a bit of the skin around the eyes right in there in that oversized mask. But of course, Michael appears like that too in certain shots. So, So that's all 4 that have been released so far. So now we've got the supersized version of this guy, which of course I'm going to have to own, and then we got the new sculpt, which looks like it's going to be this tone of this is a little darker in comparison, a little darker jumpsuit. Let me see. So it looks like this guy is going to be the 10-inch now, and it looks like the same mask is going to be used for the new. They're just calling it a new Michael Myers, and if you notice, they've got the Halloween '78. If you look down there in the corner, that looks like they're just calling it Halloween, which I mean I guess this could be a Halloween '78 license, but I mean it clearly they're using that H2O sculpt on the mask anyway, and it looks like a similar the paint is the same on the jumpsuit. But I love that it's a new pose, and he is as I said in the article, he's in the first H2O he's slashing down. This time he is pointing out and kind of on the attack. It feels like so. So there we go. Some new merch news coming from Funko, and there might be more. Again, they said in the video that was not all of the reveals, what they revealed this morning, and even the backpack and that type of stuff was not in the video at all. So there very well could be more stuff. There's going to be lots more Halloween stuff, but there might even be more Myers stuff coming later this week. Mitchell Kindly says, cool, another $2. Thank you, Mitchell. Everybody, let's pause and toast to Mitchell again. I love it. Thank you so much. Again, the supers are enabled. If any of you, again, whatever you can do, every penny, every dollar helps keep the lights on around here. Literally, it helps keep HDN alive and allows us to be able to do more things like this. And this is going to be a great couple of months coming up. So we're looking forward to doing a lot more stuff. So, and there is merch available. You can see there's our merch shelf underneath here, and we're showcasing our new T-shirts that we've got at our Teespring shop, and of course buying things like the keychain, the figures, any of the stuff from our shop is a way you can help support HDN as well. So thank you, Mitchell, so much. Happy Michael Myers Monday. Yep, Ryan James, what's up, man? He says they should do a Loomis pop, a Loomis poo, and then he corrects pop. Yes, I am dumbfounded why we've not yet seen. I mean, I guess it's again, it's licenses, it's getting the likenesses. Even though Pop's kind of the Pop thing is that the likeness is not exact. Like that's, they kind of take the likeness and Popeyes it. So why they would even need the likeness rights to Donald Pleasence, I don't know. But all I do know is that now that NECA is doing Laurie and Loomis stuff from H2, I can only hope, fingers crossed, that Funko can work out a similar deal, because I've for years wanted a Loomis pop, and then if we're going to do that, I mean, let's have a Laurie, and let's go ahead and have current 2018 Laurie, and if you're doing H2O, I mean, but young Michael, I mean, come on, Jamie Lloyd, I mean, and you look at how many Jasons they've given the Pop treatment to, and how many different versions of Freddy. And again, don't even get me started on Pennywise. Old Pennywise, new Pennywise, all the Pennywise. I mean, so many Pop Pennywises. And yet, we've had 4. Well, I mean, Max technically is not Michael Myers. I include her in the list. So including Max, we've had 4 until now. Now we've got this new one, and and at least a supersized version of one of the previous ones. So, yeah, a 2018 Myers Pop too. Yeah. Wow. Chad says he has a first wave Michael Myers 3-inch reaction, still in package, signed by Nick. Awesome, dude. Yeah. I own the figure. I don't have one in package because I opened it and I didn't even think that it was going to be nearly as hard to get another one as proven. I mean, I could find one if I wanted to, to pay, but so yeah, the fact that you have it and signed by Nick, I mean, that's pretty radical, man. Like I said, I do have a soft spot for the collectible figures. So a little bit of Halloween Kills. Ken says James Jude pop as Myers holding his mask. Yeah, how about a James Jude unmasked? Yeah, holding the mask or holding the Chris Nelson head, Officer Francis head. Yeah, I mean, there's so many opportunities for other pop figures. And like I said, if you're going to get into it and go 78, let's have all the girls. Let's have Linda and Annie. You could have Bob. You have Michael as Bob and the Ghost Sheet. So many great opportunities. Young Michael, like we said, Loomis. You could have Laurie, and then you could have Wounded Laurie, Final Battle Laurie. So many opportunities. They could even do an unmasked Michael at some point. And yeah, absolutely. Why are we not getting 2018 Funko Pops in 2018 and 2019? I don't know. I know it's a licensing issue. I know it's not cheap, but come on, let's work it out, guys. But we know we got that NECA figure coming, that Ultimate NECA figure coming this year from Halloween Kills. So we know that they're carrying on with that license, presumably through the next film as well. Mitchell Kindly poster ? Hey, we're waiting. We're looking. Again, I talked a lot about that new image last week, which to me is kind of as good a poster as I'm even like really looking for at the moment. And I love that image, and we can go back to it now because we do have. I was going to talk about Halloween Kills next anyway, so let's go to what I'm calling photo number 3, and we do have an unmarked version now, high resolution unmarked version, courtesy of Blade Disgusting tweeted that out. Again, not the poster we were hoping for, but that is as good a look at Michael and as good a hype machine for the film as any poster is going to be for me. But I still think it's as far as win a poster. Again, this is just my opinion on matters and just judging from everything that we know so far. And I was going to talk about just mention the trailer here in just a second anyway. But yeah, I still think the poster pretty much imminent. I think the trailer could be coming anytime now. And I say that mainly because just look around. Look at what the other studios are doing. I mean, just today, Marvel put out the Eternals trailer, and that's coming out in November. And tomorrow, Edgar Wright's Last Night in Soho, the trailer drops tomorrow, and that comes out the week after H Kills. So, and again, yeah, this isn't a Marvel movie, but Last Night in Soho isn't a Halloween movie either. So I'm just saying, it's completely realistic and conceivable that trailer could drop imminently. And it might even be a similar thing of when The Purge dropped, where we get very little warning, it drops, we get the poster with the trailer even. I know some people have said, a lot of people feel that it's going to be July when the trailer is finally released. And that certainly, makes sense. I could see that July 4th weekend is when the new Purge movie is opening, and that is, again, Universal and Blumhouse. So it certainly makes sense. It's a similar audience. But then again, A Quiet Place Part 2 opening next week. That's a similar audience too. If The Conjuring, The Devil Made Me Do It, opening the following week, June 4th. That's a similar audience too. So, I mean, if you're talking about like trying to get into theaters for these audiences, it might happen even sooner than that. I would think probably around the 1st of July at the latest, maybe. But it could happen sooner, and I do think things are fluid right now. Things are changing on all levels because just in the last week things have changed as far as mask mandates in a lot of states. Here in North Carolina, things are different than they were last Monday when I was talking to you, as far as what's like mandated and what's capacity limits and all that type of stuff. So again, when's it going to happen? Who knows? But we're going to wake up one day and it's just going to be, I could see it being something similar to when the Purge trailer dropped, where Blumhouse is just like, hey, we just got word tomorrow we're going to have a trailer, and boom, we're off and running. And it's going to be like that when it hits. If you remember in 2018, it wasn't until that first trailer hit that the movie really, I think all of us were sold with the poster, the teaser poster. But then that trailer hit, and man, it was like the whole world was ready for the return of Michael Myers at that point, because it was a really good first trailer. And, hopefully they're going to knock it out the park again in that department. So that's all I wanted to say about H Kills, is that at this point, July, that's certainly realistic and a safe bet, I would say. I've been thinking all along, June would probably be it, because that's when the trailer was released in 2018. So, it was the second Friday in June at that time. But of course, the first Friday in June was June 1st that year. So it was almost like the first Friday of the month. Again, none of that really has a whole lot of bearing to what we're doing, mainly because of what we're coming out of the last year, which was something nobody could have ever done. In a normal scenario, in a normal world, yeah, I think you can absolutely, on the money, like had things gone as planned last year, yeah, April, we would have, gotten a poster, and you could plan on mid-June, early June even, for the trailer. As it is now, everything's fluid, and you can tell that. But it is exciting when we're seeing films coming out in fall, seeing films coming out in October, seeing films coming out dated after Halloween Kills, and their marketing is kicking into high gear. So you got to think that Universal is well aware of all of that. And yes, they're pushing F9, Fast and Furious 9. That's their big thing right now. and it's a huge moneymaker for them. And I guess does that come out in June? I think it does. So again, right as the marketing for that comes to a close that week, maybe they're gonna kick in a big push for their next big release, which H Kills. I think they're gonna put a little more weight behind than even something like The Purge. It's a huge franchise. It's a big deal, but it's not Halloween. It's not a 42, 43-year-old monster of a franchise like this. But we'll have to wait and see. Ryan Korn says nude Judith Myers pop. That would be good. Just any Judith Myers pop would be good. A nude one, you might have to go to the indie artist. Go to a con and have one of the indie artists make that. But yeah, I could see that. Judith at her chair, it would come as a set. Like they do the scenes sometimes. I could see that with her brush and sitting at her dresser, mirror and everything. And I see Ryan and I saw a few other guys earlier commented on my shirt. Thank you guys. I appreciate it. I've worn this one on here before. We've done enough of these now where I've got to recycle the t-shirts from time to time because you've seen them all at this point. So you will see them repeat. But yeah, this one, there we go. Yeah, I love that shirt. That one, it was at Spirit, and I think I got this one actually from Spencer's, Spirit's parent company. Mitchell kindly, all right, let's pause and everybody toast Mitchell once again. Thank you, sir. Another $10 super chat. Thank you, Mitchell. Happy Michael Myers Monday. Let's see. I see Jaws Cop Undercover Bollywood Gold 1984. I'm going to call you Jaws for now, but welcome. Happy Michael Myers Monday. And Mitchell, again, a toast to you. Thank you so much, sir. All right, Jeremy Hemp, welcome. Happy Michael Myers Monday, Jeremy. Jeremy says, I'm going to play this new Halloween movie release a bit differently. I'm not going to watch any trailers or view any pics or posters. I want to go into theater not knowing anything. LOL. I hear you, man. I hear you. I mean, part of me, would love to do that. But for obvious reasons, I can't and run HDN at the same time. So that's not an option. But the fan in me, I do get the wanting to go in as blind as possible, because I do agree that trailers nowadays, just in general, and even as great as the marketing was for 2018, yeah, there was plenty of stuff. Like that closet scene would have been so much better if we didn't all see it before in the trailer. But at the same time, when we all saw it that first time in the trailer, it did have its intended effect of the first viewing of it. It was just, it happened in the trailer, but it still got us the same way it would have gotten us had we seen it in theater. So it had the effect. It was just a little bit early. So again, but yes, there is that worry too. Is the trailer going to spoil too much? And I'm sure, there'll be the argument that yes, it does. And like I said, I mean, I keep going back. I said it over and over last week, and maybe y'all disagree, but I mean, I just love the images. The 3 official images have been released so far: 2 through Empire and 1 through Total Film. And that, coupled with the footage that has already come out in those the 2 brief teasers, we had the Let It Burn teaser, and then the next Halloween teasers, and the behind the scenes rap video. When you put all them together with these photos, I mean, that's a pretty good trailer for me. But at the same time, I can't look away, and I'm gonna soak it all up. And but I do trust that Universal is gonna do a good job in marketing, because I thought they did really great in 2018. And while you could say that the marketing spoiled maybe a little too much, honestly, I mean, when you look at the trailer at the original 78, for example, it spoils so much of that movie, and yet that's the original, and that was the actual trailer to get people in the theater. So, trailer making is definitely an art, and it's definitely, but I totally hear you on wanting to go in as clean and as possible. Jake Blaster Productions, happy Michael Myers Monday. Thanks for being here. Sammy Smith, I saw you in here earlier. Thank you, sir. Happy Michael Myers Monday. I know I'm missing some of you guys. Again, if you've got a comment or a question that you definitely don't want to get missed, there is the super chat option. I'm going to try to, get to as many of you guys as I can. But the one other news item I have, and this is not an official news report at this stage. This is not anything. It's certainly not confirmed, but it is something, and I might have mentioned it before, but I don't think I really went into detail if I did. And if I did cover it a bit, then I apologize. But I wanted to give it just a little bit more time, because it's one of the things that I'm keeping an eye on. And I feel like I've talked before how I feel like this, these live shows, this is kind of my column. This is kind of like an opinion column, like an editorial. HDN is the publication. I'm the editor. This is an editorial. This is kind of my opinions and my thoughts on the week's news. If you want kind of the straight reporting, that's what we do on the website, and that's also what we do on the Halloween show, our Friday wrap-up segment where we wrap up the week's reports. And now you'll see we're putting more short-form reports on stories as the week goes, so we can be a little more immediate here on the channel, very much like how we do on the site. But here on Monday with you guys, I feel a little looser, a little more free to, speculate about some things that, may or may not happen, but we're all fans, we're all geeks, and, it's not ready for the reporter in me to write an article and the editor-in-chief and me to publish that article as an official report. But, it's some fun speculation. And again, this doesn't have anything to do with Halloween Kills. What this has to do with is Halloween Horror Nights. I don't know if any of you guys ever make it out to there. I've actually never been. I've been to Universal Studios and is awesome. I've been a couple times and I can't wait to go back. And I want to get there for Horror Nights. But as you can imagine, in recent years anyway, the last decade or so, October's super crazy time. Fall in general is crazy time for me. So haven't been able to make it down there quite yet. Well, we've talked in recent weeks about cons, conventions, live events. They're starting to come back. Theaters are opening. We're talking about how regulations are changing. Well, a few weeks ago, I don't know if you saw it, we did an article, Halloween Horror Nights in Orlando announced they are back this year with in-person events. They did some small variation of in-person events last year, I believe. But Hollywood, Universal Studios in Hollywood has not, as of this moment, officially confirmed that they too are going to be doing in-person events. But they are, we're expecting to hear something very soon. And again, looking at how everything's changing and the direction everything's going, I do expect that they will be doing something in some capacity. So that leads us to, what does this have to do with the franchise? Are they going to do a Halloween Kills or Halloween 2018 Maze or Haunted House? I don't know. That's not what, probably not. But what they very well may be doing is a maze at the Hollywood Park based on Halloween 3, Season of the Witch. I know, crazy, right? Do one without Michael. They've done Halloween 78, they've done Halloween 2, they've done Halloween 4 at various times at the Hollywood Park and at the Orlando Park. They've used the Silver Shamrock masks and some silver, Season of the Witch imagery in some of those haunted houses in the past, if you've watched video walkthroughs of some of those. Well, now we have, and again, this is still very much, I won't call it a rumor, but it's just something we're keeping an eye on. Okay. And it actually came to my attention for the first time from a friend of mine, Mac, who some of you guys know as Hauntformer here on YouTube. I enjoy his videos quite a bit. And he actually did one about a month ago, and I've been kind of waiting to talk too much about it until we had more confirmed, and nothing has really moved on it. And like I said, it's a slow week, so I figured let's talk about it tonight for just a few minutes. And basically what this is here, I'll let's see if we can go over and look at this for just a minute. All right. Anyway, here's his video, and you can see this image over here. Okay, this is on the Hauntformer channel, posted about a month ago, and where all this stems from, I should back up, and there's a Twitter account called Horror Night Nightmares, and they're at HN Nightmares on Twitter. They are based in Orlando, and they do these really in-depth speculation maps, like the one you can see here. They do this every year based on info that they've collected and what they're thinking, expecting, predicting are going to be the mazes and haunted houses at the two parks. Well, this is their most recent one, posted again back in late April, and it was for Halloween Horror Nights Hollywood. And you can see they've got Texas Chainsaw Massacre, which is likely. We've got a new movie coming out this year, Haunting of Hill House, Beetlejuice, that's already been announced for Orlando, something with Bride of Frankenstein. But you see down there, Halloween 3, Season of the Witch. So there's that bit of speculation, and then that gets coupled with this image that Hauntformer brought my attention to, and that comes from the Nights Horror Twitter page, and they've got their own HHN 2021 construction update video, which that image was pulled from. And in that video, they talk about being able to see the Rose of Shannon sign. And that, of course, is the motel, if you remember, from Halloween 3 Season of the Witch. The motel where Marge gets her power chip in the face. And so, again, just a little something that I'm keeping an eye on, that we're, fingers crossed, that it's going to happen. But we'll have to wait and see. I do expect more HHN announcements, again, imminently. Orlando has already announced their first house is Beetlejuice. They've already announced their dates. I expect Hollywood to be announcing something any day now. And, it makes sense that they would do Halloween 3. It is a Universal property, as we've said. And they have already done 78 and H2 and even H4 one year. Again, why not Halloween 2018 or Halloween Kills? Well, I think most likely because we're still in the middle of all that. I think maybe after this current iteration, the Green trilogy of Halloween films has concluded after next year's Halloween ends, then I would think it might make sense for them to do a house or a maze based on the current ones. So that's what we've got on that. Again, I am keeping up, my ear to the ground on that one. Not that I plan to be hitting the Hollywood Park this October necessarily. I'd love to, and anything's possible. It could happen, but if you're out there on the West Coast, you're definitely going to want to check that out. I mean, I could see, a really cool going to the Silver Shamrock factory, going into where they're being processed, obviously the motel scenes there, and I would 100% believe that in addition to all the cool assassins, the Silver Shamrock assassins that would be lurking in the shadows everywhere, I'd be shocked if they didn't include Michael somewhere in there. I mean, he is in the film. Everybody always says Michael's not in Halloween 3. That's why it sucks. Again, technically Michael is in Halloween 3. He's on TV. Laurie's on it too. Even the theme, Laurie's theme, is in the film. So again, how cool would it be to have like a big screen TV and there's the commercial, and then the real Michael more or less walks out of the screen and attacks you. How awesome is that? Marcus Hicks, $10 super chat. Let's everybody toast Marcus. Happy Michael Myers Monday, and he's got a question. Thank you so much, Marcus. Marcus says, most likely the Kills trailer will drop on a Friday like 2018 did. Would be great if they attached it to either A Quiet Place 2 this Friday or The Conjuring 3 next Friday. You're right. Yes, and that's right. I misspoke. I forgot what day it is. But yes, Quiet Place 2 is this week, and yes, Conjuring is next week. I just said that a few minutes ago that Quiet Place 2 is next week and The Conjuring is the week after that. Yeah, my bad. You're absolutely right, Marcus. And yeah, it would be, I mean, they talk about attaching the films. Obviously, different studios, they're not going to be like literally, but yeah, to release it either of these weeks, if that's Universal's goal is to hit a similar market, well then, yeah, that's pretty awesome, because those films I think are going to be huge. I think Quiet Place is going to knock it out the park. I mean, Spiral, ruled the box office. Saw back at the top of the box office. And I know there's not much being offered out there right now, but still, it's great. They're right as movies are coming back, right as cinema, right as the box office is starting to come back alive, that it's horror right there at the forefront, and that's what's pulling people back. I mean, horror never gets the credit that it's due, but But I love that there, there was Saw, and now we've got A Quiet Place, which I think is, has the potential to be huge. And again, The Conjuring 3, I don't know if everybody else is excited as I am. I mean, that's the one out of all these that we just mentioned, Saw, Quiet Place, Conjuring, that's the one I'm most excited about personally out of those. Even going so far as to include the the Forever Purge and the new Candyman, which I'm super excited for. Can't wait for the new Candyman. But I love the Conjuring movies, and I know it's not directed by James Wan this time, but it looks really great. So yeah, I would love to see. That would be great, Maurice. I don't know if they're going to do that, but if you're listening out there, Universal, we all agree this week would be ideal. All right, everybody. My buddy Chad Francis just gave us a $5 super chat. Super Chad. Super chat. It's Super Chad. Let's everybody stop and toast now. Super Chad. Thank you. And thank you, Marcus. Thank all you guys. Happy Michael Myers Monday. Aha, David Suber is here. Late but here. And Saint, Visible Saint. Awesome. Welcome. Welcome. Great to have you guys here. Jake Blaster can't wait to go to HHN this year. Yeah, Chad agrees the H4 maze was great. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I'm excited to get back to in-person events in general. I've talked about Scares That Care, end of July. That's looking like it's going to be our first kind of post-pandemic convention. Of course, we're going to be at Haunted Screams Expo in September. I've talked about that quite a bit here. I think I'm going to have another franchise alum guest reveal to make next week, during next week's live regarding Haunted Screams Expo. That's in Hampton, Virginia, September 18th and 19th. It's only 2 days. We're going to be there. We're going to have a huge presence there. We're going to have a booth and everything. My wife and I, my son, we're all going to be there for that one. It's going to be a blast. And Tyler Main and Scout Taylor Compton are already announced, and some other cool people. Lou Temple, who's in Rob Zombie's Halloween and Devil's Rejects, 31. Ton of cool stuff. Lots of people. David Howard Thornton, Art the Clown. Lots of cool people are going to be there. But again, that's just another in-person event that we are definitely do have on our calendar. There might be others too. Chad, yes, Phantasm in first weekend of October. Chad, I was looking at that the other day. That's going to be a great one too. That if you guys are down in Florida, Orlando area, and you're going down there for HHN, you might want to work around October, first week of October. It's called Phantasm. Chad just reminded me. And yeah, they've got James, Jude Courtney, and Nick Castle, and I believe PJ and John Michael Graham, and I think maybe a couple other franchise people. Sean Clark's going to be there, I think. But yeah, our buddies James and Nick, and PJ's always cool. John Michael Graham, I've never gotten to have an interaction with yet. We did cover a panel where he was there, and we did get to actually, we did have a brief interaction. We did get to meet him just briefly at H4O, but not enough time to really get down to the nitty gritty and have a good one-on-one interview. So I'd love to do that with him sometime. But yeah, first through third, chance to Tom Atkins. Yes, that's the other franchise alum that's going to be there. So a cool little gathering down there, and I might have to. I don't know what we're going to be doing that time. Normally that weekend is our own Halloween film festival, which we're unable to do this year for a number of reasons. So at the moment that weekend is open, crazier things have happened, but yeah, if I'm going to go to Phantasm or HHN in Orlando, I'm definitely going to work those two into the trip this year. Again, I don't know if that'll even happen, but it would be something amazing. And again, it's looking like that particular spec map that we looked at a minute ago. That's for the Hollywood part, not the Orlando one. Again, though, that's all speculation. That's knowledgeable speculation. But things could change. They could do an H3 in Orlando too. They could do no H3. It could be something totally different. But it is. The Rose of Shannon Motel. I mean, has that ever been used any other time in any other franchise, much less a horror thing that might be at HHN? Of course, maybe it's just a Halloween in general, like a Halloween franchise maze, and they're because I know they did incorporate the Silver Shamrock masks and some Silver Shamrock elements, certainly the jingle uh, in previous mazes. What's up, Byron? Good to see you here. Chad's got 2 VIP tickets, one and bought the second. 1-1. Wow. Nice. Nice. Awesome. And Ryan, horror to save the day. Yes. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I love that it's horror saving the day. I totally love that. All right, guys. Damn, we're already an hour in. I'm gonna play a clip now. I'm gonna take a little break and I'm gonna play a little clip. Now, this is a clip. It's actually a couple clips that I edited together in chronological order. I figured it was fitting. I know you guys, pretty much everybody watching this, probably saw my interview or has already watched my interview with James Jude Courtney from earlier this year. And if this is repetitious to you and you're bored, then I don't know. Go grab a beer, go smoke a cigarette, make a sandwich, whatever. Go have a shot. I don't know. Take a hit. I don't know. Whatever your thing. But yeah, this is about a 10-minute clip of James talking specifically about Halloween Kills. I went through the whole 90-minute interview and pulled out specifically the parts where we're talking and especially James talking about Halloween Kills. Now, obviously, nothing spoilery here. And those of you that have already seen it, it's nothing that you didn't see in the longer version. But this is just specifically the Halloween Kills portions of our conversation. So I'm going to play that right now. Like I said, it's about 10, 11 minutes. And I'll still be here in the chat. And if everything works right, I'll be listening in with you guys. And then I'll come back after and we'll talk some more about it. Before we go, though, Marcus Hicks with another $5 super chat. Thank you so much, sir. Happy Michael Myers Monday. Marcus says, wouldn't it be awesome to interview Jamie Lee Curtis, Andy Matichak, and Judy Greer? Yes. Yeah, that would be beyond awesome. All three or any of the above. Yes. In any combination. Yeah, that would be totally awesome, Marcus. So if you know their management, yeah, let them know. But yes, that would absolutely be awesome. And we hope to at some point. We definitely hope to. All right, I'm going to run this clip now. Like I said, and last week when I ran one, there was kind of a glitchy start. So I'm just going to apologize in advance if there's any technical issues, if there's a glitchy start. If the audio is not playing correctly, just let me know. I'll try to restart it or get it straight. But now, here, I'm going to step aside and let you listen to the great and powerful and awesome James Jude Courtney talking Halloween Kills. Just knowing what we know so far about it and taking those quotes from David himself, it seems like it's going to play on some very timely themes as well.
It is, absolutely. And I think David can say those things without giving anything away. Jamie had said, and I sort of follow their lead, in terms of what I can and can't say,
sure,
or what I'm willing to say. But Jamie refers to the stark view of what mob mentality looks like, and
yes.
so there's a stark difference between peaceful protest and mob mentality. And
yes.
So, we get to examine once again through the lens of these very talented people who have an incredibly balanced vision. It's not an agenda driven vision. It's just a vision of what they see and what is, and then they comment on it. And, the same thing that a comedian does. And so I think Halloween Kills, there are more than a few people who are deeply involved in this film who say that Halloween Kills is even better than 2018.
Wow.
So I mean, And, you know, but in a way, you know, you think about it, that almost had to happen because we got the same cast back, the same crew back, the same writers, the same directors, the same, you know, the same Blumhouse team, the same, you know,
Yep.
everybody. So we were such a well-oiled machine for Halloween Kills. Pardon me. We knew, I mean, we already knew everybody's rhythms, and, you know, I mean, we gelled beautifully in 2018, but for Halloween Kills, wow, man, it was just, you know.
It was just getting back into what. So was it difficult at all for you to get back into character, back into the shape, or did it just come naturally at that point? Like you said, it was a well-oiled machine, and you just slip the mask back on, and you're back.
Well, you know, with the mask or without the mask, I mean, it's a space that was created. You know what I mean? And I spend a little more time in this one without the mask on. You know, once I found that space, which was very early on before I ever shot 2018, it's the exact same space I go to, which is why, you know, like in interviews and podcasts and, you know, whatever, people will ask about motivations or want me to intellectualize this character. I won't do it because it's a space, it's a place I go to, and I want to be in that same exact vibrational position, you know, in that same place, in that same space when I show up for the first day in Chris Nelson's trailer and start putting on, you know, start my hour-and-a-half process of putting on makeup and, you know, prosthetics. And so I leave that to the fans. Like, you can, you know, the fans can argue and debate and conjecture as to what the motivations are and, you know, what caused this and why that. And, you know, that's great. That's awesome. I mean, it's fun. I'm staying out of it. You know, maybe someday, 10 years from now, I'll have a comment on that. But, you know, for right now, so, you know, showing up for Kills, I showed up, man, and got to work. You know, I just showed up and got to work, and everybody else was, you know, I mean, again, everybody knew everybody, with a few exceptions. With people that just couldn't make it because they were committed to other shows. There are even people who showed up, you know, in the crew who could only be there a week or two until they had to go to another show, but they showed up because they just had to be a part of it, you know. So it was, it's, and I anticipate the exact same thing when we shoot Ends at the end of this year. It's going to be, you know, just this. I kind of feel like I'm a believer in reincarnation. So I kind of feel like we travel in packs anyhow. We travel in communities. And it feels very clear to me that this Halloween cast and crew, we've done something together before. We were a community together, or we were a band of pirates, or, you know, who knows what we were, but there's this cohesiveness and this warmth and this knowing of each other that we had right from the very beginning, and it's only gotten better.
And you talked a lot about in our first interview about how Christopher Nelson, of course, was so key in helping you just, you know, find the character, keep the character throughout the production. And I assume that continued on the set of Kills.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and he did the same thing, and I didn't realize it until I did his podcast with Sean Clark.
Yes, which I watched that interview. Great interview, by the way.
Okay, so I mean, I knew, and it was in 2018, and the same thing in Halloween Kills. My day starts with Christopher Nelson. So every day, and Chris and I are both really into music. We're both, you know, both influenced by many of the same musicians, as artists in general, and as musicians ourselves. And so, you know, every day Chris would start with an album. You know, it wasn't random. It was an album, and that album would set the tone for what we were going to do. That, well, I didn't realize until I did his podcast that he decided the night before which album we were going to play. I didn't know that. He would look at the call sheet for the next day and go, all right, I think it's the Ramones tomorrow. All right, I think it's David Bowie tomorrow. I think it's, you know, I think we're going to go with some old blues here. I think we're going to go with some jazz. I think we're going to go, you know. And so he, and that was just one part of setting the stage. We'd have conversations, you know, creative conversations. There's times where we'd work and he'd be working on me, and we didn't talk for half an hour. You know, I'd just be in my space, he'd be in his space. But definitely, and then working, you know, because I don't have that outside. First of all, there are a few people on the planet that know more about that character than Chris Nelson. You know, I mean, certainly Ryan Turek and, you know, and David Green, and, you know, there's a list of people, but sitting there, and then, so when we're shooting, I mean, he's keeping his eye on the mask, also making sure that the mask is presenting, you know, in the way that it should. So there's a tendency sometimes, because it's very difficult to see out of that mask, very difficult, you know. So there are times when he would just adjust me, like, you know, adjust my, like, to say, okay, chin up, you know, chin up, or, you know, chin down, like just really, you know, just to, but yeah, so I mean, in a way, you know, because of the magic of that mask, I consider him one of the co-creators of the character, you know. So I love that relationship with, I mean, Chris and I are good friends as well. But, you know, I love that creative relationship with Chris. It just, you know, I mean, just so dedicated, so freaking talented, man. I mean, it's hard not to do a good job when you have that kind of talent around you. You know what I mean?
What was your reaction when they announced the sequels, Halloween Kills and Halloween Ends? It was first announced in 2019. Obviously, the fandom went crazy, and the excitement started immediately. When did you get word of this? Was there any talk of it? But they were filming 2018, or what? How did you find out, and what was your reaction when you found out about the sequels?
Well, I knew when we were shooting 2018 that there were sequels.
Okay.
And so, but I only had a contract for one film.
Okay.
So, you know, and I'm kind of at the stage of my life where I don't chase things. I don't desire anything so deeply that, you know, that I'm going to be, you know, put myself in a position to make a poor choice or be, you know, damaged, you know, emotionally because something doesn't go my way. I've sort of gotten past that place where, so I just sort of let it be. And you know, actually we didn't finish negotiating my contract for Halloween Kills and Halloween Ends until like right when we started shooting the film. And you know, it's just you know, just the way that went. And that's just business. You know, that has no hard feelings there with anybody. We just you got to take care of business. And so, you know, I signed a contract for Halloween Kills and Halloween Ends. And so I've had this very, I've learned in life that what's mine comes to me, you know, I mean, whether it's work, whether it's romance, whether it's, you know, money, I mean, friendship, what's mine comes to me. And I've learned in my life, at least, that if I go after things, if I scrap and you know, either I don't get what I want or I get it and it blows up in my face. So I've learned just to lay back and trust, and of course, ideally make, you know, decisions with integrity and honesty and you know, hopefully a little intelligence. But at the end of the day, I knew that what was going to happen was, you know, and honestly, I mean, I think, you know, at least from, you know, my conversations with the fans, my conversations with David and, you know, the other people like Chris Nelson. So channeling the shape through my unique person, you know, the way I move, the way, you know, the way I embrace that energy is different than another performer would. I'm sure there are other actors, stuntmen out there who, you know, other people out there are just as or more talented as actors, just as or more talented as stuntmen, who could bring a lot to this character and make it really special, but no one would do it like I do it. I mean, that's just, you know, that's the way it is. And so, you know, it really came down to, in my mind, if I served the project, if I gave David what he needed, then I would be back. And if David wanted to go another way, or, you know what I mean, that would be a creative choice, and I wouldn't have taken that personally. I'm really glad we did, because I got to work with my Halloween family, you know, and I mean, it's just great to see. I mean, you know, everybody from the Blumhouse crew to, you know, the Rough House crew, everybody is like, we just, so much love, so much dedication, so much passion. So, you know, I'm really lucky. I get to inhabit the space of the shape, you know, for 3 films. And that's, That's awesome. I remember when I heard David was going to direct the second one. I thought he might just produce it, but when I heard David was going to direct it, I was like, oh, this dude's got balls. He's got balls to shoot a sequel to a film you directed that was super successful and really good. That's a confident man. That's a confident man. He knows what he's got. And and that I remember when I realized he was going to direct it, I was like, oh man, this is going to be fun.
Yeah,
this is going to be fun.
Yes, sir. The great James Jude Courtney, talking Halloween Kills, playing Michael Myers, the genius of David Gordon Green, and just the magical working relationship that everybody making this current batch of films has. When I interviewed everybody that I interviewed that worked on the 2018 film echoed those sentiments, and it from what I've heard about the set of Kills, it was even more so. And you heard James right there. So glad you guys liked that package, that collection of clips right there. Again, James Jude Courtney talking Halloween Kills. And since then, of course, since that interview, we now have an even better look at James in the film. And we can even zoom in just a little bit there. There he is. I mean, yeah, could we be any more hyped up? Yeah, super stoked. Just love that shot. I mean, just such a great shot. And again, even the way the hand, we talked about it a little bit last week about how the hand kind of matches up with the hand of that original 78 poster, and just it looks great. Hey, I did and thank all you guys for your comments about that interview. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And yeah, I do try to ask the questions that you guys would want to hear most, and I do try to do it, a little bit, try to bring a little bit of myself into it, and not maybe do exactly what everybody else might do with some of these interviews. So thank you for all the kind words and for appreciating that. Yeah, Ryan Korn, he sent me a link earlier today. Christopher Nelson, of course, special effects makeup artist and mask creator for Halloween 2018, Halloween Kills, Halloween Ends. He was recently on the We Watched a Movie YouTube channel. I know a lot of you guys watch those guys, and I watched the video, and thank you, Ryan, for sending me the link. And it was really good. And again, not really any breaking news there, but he more or less said that, kind of what I'm saying is that, I mean, I think we're seeing the mask here. Like, everybody's like, when are we going to see that? I mean, this photo, more than anything, I mean, we saw it in the teaser videos, and we saw it in those first two photos, but really we're seeing, I mean, what's left to see on that other side? I think we're seeing the magic of the mask here. But Christopher did say that he likes this Halloween Kills mask more than how it looked in 2018. So, and thank you guys. Thank you. I'm still reading some of these comments. Thank you, David. Thank you guys. Ryan James says, do you think Halloween Kills will be released in theaters and home premiere access simultaneously in October? No, I don't think it'll be simultaneous release, only because, as we were saying earlier, so many of the theaters are all, getting back open right now, and everything seems to be moving in that direction. I was thinking, maybe they would have it in theaters for a 2-week exclusive engagement, and then like Halloween weekend, put it on premium VOD. And I still think that would be kind of cool, but just given the recent developments, again, regarding the mask mandates and theater capacities, a lot of the restrictions being lifted, I kind of feel like it's going to be a more traditional theatrical release, and they'll let it go as long as they can in theaters, and then most likely a home, Blu-ray release in January. That's when 2018 was released. Could they do a premium VOD before then? I mean, certainly. I still kind of think it'd be cool to have that option Halloween weekend, but I just don't think it's quite as likely as maybe I did a few weeks ago. Darlene says, yes, great job. Thank you. Thank you. And welcome to Michael Myers Monday Live if you're new here. Happy Michael Myers Monday, but thank you for the kind words. I really appreciate that. Ryan says he can't wait to see the flashback mask. Yes, I think we're all geeking out and excited for the alleged flashback mask. I mean, we do know that flashback scenes were filmed. That's a fact. Exactly what is going to be in the film, exactly how much of the film takes place in 1978. We'll have to wait and see. But, certain things have surfaced that we know about. But yes, Ryan, I hear you, but brother, I am so excited to see all versions of the mask that we're going to see in this movie. I mean, who knows what it's going to look like at the end of Kills before going into Ends. Some have speculated, maybe some of you guys have speculated, maybe we get a new mask, a different mask, a new version of the classic. Maybe they're sold in stores in this timeline, in this universe. I mean, they were sold in stores in the H4 universe, and he got it from a store in 78. So we'll have to see. Fazbear says he heard Kane Hodder wants to play Michael. That'd be cool. We've talked before that Kane might be doing Michael Myers in the hoped for, rumored, speculated, and I would say inevitable video game. I say it's inevitable. It's definitely going to happen. It's just a matter of when. And I think it's going to happen sooner than later, like maybe this year. But I've talked briefly, just to recap, back, I think it was December, Kane did a cameo with a fan where he said that he was doing motion capture with the people that made the Friday the 13th game. Just for another big franchise that he couldn't talk about, but we're going to be hearing about. So that's led to a lot of speculation. And I've spent some time on previous lives here talking about why I think there's a good chance it could be Michael. I think the other logical choice, ruling out Jason, of course, would be that it could be Leatherface. But I just think, the Halloween franchise IP right now is much hotter and bigger and more lucrative than the Chainsaw one. That being said, there is a new Chainsaw movie about to come out as well. There is going to be Leatherface back in the public eye again. But yeah, I can't wait to see that. Darlene's new here. Awesome. Well, thank you. Welcome. Happy Michael Myers Monday. And yes, since you're new here, I'll say you don't have to drink after every time I say Michael Myers Monday. It's just a habit that I usually do it. So if you're at home and you feel like it could be a drinking game. It's just going to make the show funnier as it goes on is all. Chad will be owning it. Yes. Yeah, the video game. Absolutely. Yeah, I'll be owning it. I'll probably have to buy a PS5, especially for it, so that I can own it, because of course I'll own the game. But, it'll probably come out for like the PS5, I imagine, and not be compatible with anything else. So I'll probably have to buy the whole gaming system so that I can get this game. But then, hey, that could bring a whole new level to these lives. Maybe we can meet actually in Haddonfield if it's anything like that Friday the 13th game. I mean, how awesome would that be? That would be radical, man. Yeah, new Chainsaw being shot in Bulgaria. Is it still being shot, or I think they've wrapped, I believe. Aha, Ryan James brings up something that, yes, he says in this interview, James U. Courtney said he's unmasked more in this one. Hopefully not too much. yes, that is something that, again, I didn't make a big deal about when we published the interview, and I've not put it in a headline anywhere, and I've only really talked about it here to our live audience a little bit. But that is just a little tidbit, and again, your guess is as good as mine exactly what he means by that. And as we all know, that things that are filmed aren't 100% always necessarily what makes the final theatrical cut of the film. But all that being said, yes, you're right. He did say those words. He did say that he's spends a little more time unmasked in Kills than in the 2018 film. So, what does that mean? We'll have to wait and see, and how much of that, makes the final cut. I don't know, but that is an interesting thing that he says, and I did, inside. I almost put an effect when I was playing that for tonight's playing of it, where you zoom in on my head, because inside when he said that, I'm like, bing. That's interesting. Haven't heard that tidbit before. I mean, he is, like you said, you don't want him to be unmasked too much, and I agree. I mean, we don't want to, just see Michael walking around without a mask. But I really liked the unmasked scenes in the 2018 film. And if you go back and watch it, which I do think one night we should do like a watch party or something here, probably, maybe a couple of them leading up to the new film. But when you watch 2018, James is seen without the mask quite a bit in the first part of that film. But I like, and you could freeze frame it and actually see him like in the bathroom. But I like the way they did that. I liked that it was quick, but it was still like immediately setting up that, going back to the 78 film. First time you see Nick Castle in the rain jumping in the car, he's unmasked. It's just a guy, and you can freeze frame that. And there's Nick in the rain jumping on the car, and you see Tony Moran at the end, and you can freeze frame that. It's just, and it just reminds you that Michael's just a guy. And I mean, again, I don't want to get off on the whole thing, but he's the vessel for the evil. If you want to look at it like that, he's the man is the vessel, is the meat suit that the pure evil wears. That it could be argued the pure evil can be inside Jamie Lloyd. It could be inside somebody else, but I missed another super chat. Holy shit. Marcus Hicks, thank you so much for another $5 super chat. Thank you, man. Happy Michael Myers Monday. Everybody, let's toast Marcus. Do you plan on seeing Halloween Kills in IMAX? Yes. Yeah, for lack of a better word. Yeah, again, things could change, but the way it'll most likely go for me will be opening night, meaning the Thursday before opening night. If they're back to doing Thursday previews, which at this time our local theater is not, even though they're allowed to, they're not fully open yet. But I imagine in October they will be. Most likely premiere night, I'll do it here locally so that I can get reviews and reactions and all that type of stuff in that weekend, and I want to see it as soon as possible, like you guys do. With 2018, I saw it 3 different times in a theater, so I imagine I'll see Kills at least 2 or 3 times in a theater. And yes, I do plan on making one of those times, if all goes as planned, an IMAX screening. It's a little bit more challenging for me because, like I said earlier, we live here on a place called Kildare Hills on the Outer Banks of North Carolina. It's actually a touristy island area, beachy area, and there is not an IMAX theater real close by. The nearest one's about 90 minutes away. But again, it's Halloween. I've driven further for Halloween. So yes, I definitely plan to and hope to. It'll be interesting. I don't. There's not been another Halloween movie released in IMAX, so it'll be interesting because of course they didn't know it was going to be shown in IMAX when they were shooting. So I'll be curious to see how how it transfers, how it But I do like the fact that they've had this whole year really to fine tune any issues that there possibly could have been as far as formatting it for IMAX. So I imagine it's going to be a pretty epic experience. And again, just the historical factor that we've never never gotten to see a Halloween movie in IMAX. I mean, maybe some of the other films have played in the theaters, but not formatted as such. Let's see. Yeah, David says being unmasked doesn't mean they will show his face. Right. That's exactly what I mean. Like, yeah, like even in that teaser, like David Seward just said, we see him walk up and pick up the mask. So clearly he's unmasked even there. But you know, and that's going to be interesting too, because I mean, we've seen these first few images and how all that's going to play out. You know, he's wearing the mask, seemingly walking out of Laurie's house, but we've also seen him picking up the mask. So at some point, it comes off of him. You know, how's that going to play out? I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see. Byron says Paranormal Activity 7 is happening. Wow. That's right. I forgot they were doing another one of those. Yeah, I think they just announced that it's going to be a Paramount Plus thing, I think. Maybe theaters and Paramount Plus. I don't know. I don't have Paramount Plus. Summit asks if I have any personal emotional connection to the Halloween series. If so, anything I'd like to share. I mean, I get emotional, like just because I love it so much and the franchise. Yeah, I guess my most personal thing is through HDN, through this website and meeting some of people like you guys. We're meeting virtually here through YouTube, but it was we've met some really great people because of Halloween Daily News and going out and covering events, and then a lot of times it's been anchored by this franchise or one way or another. And so I guess that would be the answer, yes, in that way. But as far as like you know like personal involvement or anything, not really, no. Like I said, I mean, I value my friendships with people like Dick Warlock and James Jude Courtney today. I value the fact that they're a text away right now, and that's something very special to me. So there's that, certainly. But mostly, yeah, I'm just a passionate fan. I'm passionate about other stuff too. It's just this is the most the other than real life things like family, obviously. But as far as like movie franchises and stuff, so I hope that answers your question a little bit. Yeah. All right. Chad says he's loved Halloween franchise since he was 8 and he's 42. Byron says, imagine if we got the big three on the big screen in 1 year. I assume you mean Jason, Freddy, and Michael. That would be amazing. I don't know if you guys just heard that. Either we just had some thunder here, or my wife is moving furniture right above me. It wasn't my stomach this time rumbling though. It was, if you heard that, might have been thunder actually. Fazbear feels like we should collab with Ghostbusters News. I don't know them. Is that a channel here on YouTube? I'm assuming. I'll definitely check them out. I'm a big Ghostbusters fan. Byron had a dream we got Halloween Ends and Trick or Treat 2 in the same year. Woo! That's another one I'd love to see a sequel to, but again, I understand there's a little bit of hesitancy with a Trick or Treat 2 when you got something so perfect, and it's a lot of pressure to, but it's one of those things like a Halloween game. I feel like it's just a matter of time, really. Yeah. All right, guys. Let's look at some of this week's Michael Myers Monday tweets and posts. And if you've been watching, I've been doing this the last couple weeks because when I started the hashtag Michael Myers Monday back in 2013, I tell this every week, but it was just a way to celebrate the franchise, a way to do something fun. And also a way to make Mondays more killer and less sucky, and you know, because everybody hates Mondays, so why not make something cool on the internet and on the socials? So I created that hashtag, and we launched it in 2013, and it kind of has taken on a life of its own. There's always gifs and memes and videos, and all kinds of people use it to show off their cosplay and show off their fandom, their collectibles, their collections, uh, their art, and their ink, and you'll see. I mean, there's a little bit of all of that in some of these. Um, so let's go over here to. Well, first of all, this one actually is not a Michael Myers Monday uh, post, but I posted it last Michael Myers Monday because this guy, IB Trav, uh, Travis is his name, and IB Trav Illustrations is his business name. Let's go over here. There we go. That's IB Trav on Instagram. And he actually posted this last week, but it was after I was done doing the live. And I love his artwork. He does the Scooby Doo style cartoon characters, turns all the horror villains into cartoon characters. Well, as you can see now, he's doing a line of Final Girl princesses, and it's really, you know, slasher icon Final Girls depicted as Disney princesses. And to kick it off, of course, he starts with the greatest of all, Laurie Strode, and he says she's not really a princess, she's a queen, and I think we'd all agree. Anyway, so I love this shot and wanted to share that with you. Now, back to Twitter for Michael Myers Monday. This comes to us from Trey Moots, but he is at Trey Tunes on Twitter. He says, next up on superhero slashers is Michael Myers. He is always armed and ready with his classic knife and his demonic magic. And how about that, guys? There we go. It's even dated 5/20/5/21, and he is Michael Myers depicted as a superhero or super villain. Yeah, I love it. I don't know what he's doing with his left hand there, with like that finger up like that. That's kind of weird. Um, but I'll take it. It's Michael Myers as a superhero. So thank you, Trey. Also from Twitter, this is at jholder666, and he says, my new Michael Myers tattoo. Let's take a look at his tattoo. Not bad. Look at that. Oh, man. Wow. Wow. I mean, it just gets bigger and bigger and bigger. I mean, Haddonfield Herald. I mean, that's pretty awesome. He's got the Strode Realty sign down there. The Myers house. Damn. Damn, that is some serious ink. And I mean, look at even like it's the blackest eyes, but you can see the eyes underneath, which in Kim Gottlieb Walker's photography book, you can see Nick Castle's eyes in a lot of those posed photos. So that is actually accurate, and but the way that they were able to do it and still keep it so dark, wow. Yeah, I looked at this earlier, but I was looking at it on my phone, and seeing it now on this screen actually is even far more impressive. Holy shit. That is some awesome ink. Wow. Damn right. All right, moving on from John. Thank you, J Holder 666. This one is Purgatory. Get it? At Spooky Celestial on Twitter. She says, "Good afternoon. Here to wish you all a happy Michael Myers Monday. If you're having a rough day, here's a photo of Nick Castle on the set of Halloween 78. And of course, it's the classic Nick Castle doing the crazy eyes with the mask. Moving over to Instagram right now. Look at this art, guys. This is at Psychologic Art. They claim to be in Haddonfield, Illinois. Nice. This is Jamie Lloyd, another from last year, they say. Guessing around Halloween. I remember seeing this in the theater and being so scared for her. Hargal, Daniel Harris did an amazing job at peace and love and good happiness stuff. And yeah, I had to share that because that is some pretty damn accurate artwork. I gotta say, I mean, that is, I don't know what Danielle thinks, but I think that's pretty good. I think that's really good, actually. All right, moving on over here on Instagram. This is from Spooky Witch Lexi. And I thought this was hilarious and something that myself and I think all of you watching this can probably relate to. Me watching Halloween for the, what is that, 34,677,496th time. And yeah, that's me. And yeah, that's my friends. But that's not counting you guys because you guys are my friends and you guys are like me. So I think we can all relate that the me is us. And the my friends is everybody else that's not part of the Michael Myers Monday Club. All right, let's go over here. Oh yeah, one more from the real Tyler Mane himself. Of course, Michael Myers in the Rob Zombie films, and he is currently starring as Black Star in the awesome new Netflix show Jupiter's Legacy. I checked it out. He is great in it. He's actually my favorite part of the whole show. Tyler says, "You're walking home and you see this. What do you do?" Also, be on the lookout like this guy for my Ask Me Anything in my stories tonight. So, again, maybe we might have missed that while we were here, but we'll have to see if it's still in his stories when we're done. And there you go. If it isn't done, then you can ask Tyler Mane a question, but I think we probably missed that. But I love that Tyler participates in the Michael Myers Monday hashtag pretty regularly and has for years. And it was something that when my wife and I met, he and his wife at age 40 Years of Terror in 2018, it's something we actually talked about and they talked about, and they were pretty funny. You do the Michael Myers Monday, and you retweeted. Yeah, it was pretty awesome. And yeah, one more here from Instagram. This is from Printed in Blood. They are getting into the spirit the last couple weeks here by using Michael Myers Monday as an opportunity to preview some of the more than 100 original pieces of artwork by artists from all over the country that are going to be in their Halloween art book. Now, this is a hardcover quality art book, like an old school coffee table book. And some of the artwork that's already been put out there for it is pretty amazing and just stunning. And this is a new sneak peek. It is by Brutal Posters on Instagram, is what they're called. Chris Barnes is the artist's name, and he is Brutal Posters _ on Instagram. But there you can see from Michael Myers Monday, how about another sneak preview of a tiny piece of another piece of our upcoming Halloween art book out this fall. I'm sorry, I misspoke. I said it was coming out next year. It's coming out this fall. And the full piece will blow you away. It already looks like it's probably an H2 shot, kind of, with how dark that that nose is to me. I don't know what you guys think. But it looks awesome. It looks great. This book's going to be amazing, and you can find Printed in Blood on their IG or at printedinblood.com, and or the easiest way to learn more about that is to go to HalloweenDailyNews.com and just search Halloween art book or just art book in the search bar, and our article on this art book will come up, and it'll tell you everything you need to know. So that's where we're at this week, guys. Uh, as far as the IG posts and and tweets, Triple M sharing, people using the hashtag. Uh, Again, feel free to tag me. We're on all the socials. Michael Myers Monday seems to have taken hold the biggest over the last couple of years on Twitter and Instagram. So that's where I definitely read all of the posts, and we do try to retweet and repost, or at least post in our stories as many as we can each week. Can't get to all of them, and try to post some highlights here each week because people are just so fun with it, and I just like showing off the different ways that Michael Myers Monday, people have adopted it, and kind of the different ways that they celebrate it, and they use the hashtag. Everything from promoting an art book to Tyler having fun and doing his AMA on a Monday. So we'll just have to see. David Suber says he reposted that Simpsons one. Awesome. Double times 5. Somebody, I see you, David. Been watching Christopher and Sean. That's right. Yeah, you guys like that tattoo too. That tattoo too. Yeah, that tattoo is wicked awesome. I mean, just beautiful. And again, some people would say, "Oh, you can see his eyes. That's no good." Again, if you take the actual photo, which I'm sure they had, or if you guys own Kim Gottlieb Walker's photography book, On Set with John Carpenter, she's got the official photos from Halloween '78 and Halloween 2. I mean, as a photographer, it's like a Bible to me. But and she's just an amazing shooter in general, But check out her actual photos, and you can see Nick's eyes in some of those iconic shots where you think you can't, but you can. It's dark, and you got to really look in there, like in the tattoo. That's why that blew me away so much. Is that it's still dark, but then you get up close and you're like, wow, you can see the eyes. I mean, just spooky as hell. Chad says Monday is great now because of you, man. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Summit says he looks forward to Mondays. Thanks, guys. Thank you all. Yeah, I really appreciate that. That you're part of this Michael Myers Monday tribe, and you guys make it even more special for me because, as I've said plenty of times, some weeks I wake up on Monday and I'm like, am I going to have anything to talk about tonight, or is anybody going to tune in if there's not like Halloween Kills breaking news or something? And but yeah, you guys still are, and we're on our longest streak ever. Well, we haven't been doing these lives. I did the first one in August of last year, and some of you that might have been there in the beginning will remember. We started off broadcasting from my phone, and it was just very no production, no extra photos or cutting to anything, no flashback videos or exclusive interview clips or any of that in the beginning, and it's just been a work in progress ever since then. So hopefully every week it's a tiny bit better than last week. But we did about 8 weeks in a row last year before breaking in November, and then coming back in mid January. And since then we've been going steady consecutively now, and I don't even know what number this is. It's like week 12 or 13 maybe, but it was mid June or mid January, excuse me, when we started back up for this year. So again, as I've said from the beginning, there will be weeks where I just can't do this live at this time for whatever reason. There'll be those times, and there'll be other times where we'll do lives on other days at other times. Sometimes talk about this stuff, sometimes talk about other stuff. But for this 10:31 p.m. Michael Myers Monday thing to be going this consecutively and each week picking up, not huge inclines, but slow but sure building, and that's what I'd rather have is a quality audience, because as I've said before, I kind of like that these things are somewhat intimate and we can kind of converse back and forth and have a conversation and connect in ways that isn't always possible on other outlets and at other times. So thank you all for that. Thank you, David. Thank you. I really appreciate that, man. David saying you've been doing an excellent job with these live shows. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, I try to, bring a little bit. Again, I don't watch a ton of other live shows. I do watch some stuff. Like I said, people send me links now and then, and I will watch things. I am aware that there are plenty of other guys out there that do similar things, even similar things about this franchise. A lot of them have been doing on-camera things like this a lot longer than I have. I've been doing journalism for over 2 decades and running HDN for 9 years now, since we first launched in 2012. But as far as on-camera stuff and this live stuff, that's still relatively new for me, even though we started in August of last year. So I know there's a lot more out there, and I do watch some of them from time to time. And so I just try not to, you can't saturate yourself, but you can't ignore things, because you don't want to be too, you don't want to subconsciously let what other people are doing influence what you're doing, but so much. But at the same time, you have to be aware of what, like-minded individuals are doing and are watching. What other stuff you guys are watching. So, when somebody sends an interview like the We Watched the Movie, it's I'll watch it and I'll check it out and see it. But I say all that to say that I do actively try to say, well, what can I bring to this that maybe everybody else can't necessarily? Maybe they don't have this archive of video panels dating from X number of years ago or whatever it might be. Maybe they haven't interviewed quite as many people as I have, or have maintained relationships with some of the people in this franchise specifically over the years that, I feel like I could reach out to. So the fact that some of you guys are appreciating that, it's I hear you and thank you from the bottom of my heart for that, because that is an active thing that I'm trying to do, is to do something a little bit different. And, I've found that I've had a lot more fun doing these things than I ever thought I would at the beginning. You guys, make it fun for me, and it's fun connecting. So thanks again. And here we go. Now coming up on almost 2 hours. So I'm gonna get out of here, guys. Look at Ken go with oh man, great show all the time. Thank you. You keep it killer, Ken. Ken's another one, always sending me photos and tagging me on IG and stuff. Thank you, David. Thank you, Byron. Thank you. Would you feel if a new Hellraiser came out in October, Byron? I'd be okay, but I don't think we need it this October. I think we're pretty stacked just with kills. But yeah. Chad says it's only you and Sean Clark and Chris Nelson I watch. Well, thank you. That is some esteemed company, because those are the only guys that I watch every episode, everything they do. That I will say. Christopher and Sean, and admittedly, they're buddies. They're friends, but I legitimately enjoy what they do, and I love when they started that they were not like lifelong friends. And they were kind of still in some ways getting to know each other over the course of these episodes that they've been doing, so we as viewers have experienced that. And I've told them that, and that's part of the fun of their show. So I do watch that, The Thing with Two Heads. I plug them all the time. So yeah, I do watch them every episode, pretty much as quick as I can carve out some time. But those other guys, yeah, I mean, I know there's lots of other guys out there doing similar things like this and a lot on this franchise, and I see that, and I get YouTube recommends those videos all the time, and sometimes I watch them and sometimes I don't, and sometimes you guys send me the links and I watch them then. So I know there's a lot out there, I guess is what I'm saying. So thanks for being here, and hopefully we've carved out a little niche for what we do here. And I do love now that it's 10:31 at night on Mondays. It's kind of an off day, an off time. I love that we're kind of a late night show, at least here on the East Coast. If you're on the West Coast, it's kind of a prime time show, I guess. So, what is that? Juggalo Che 2399. That's the key to solid content, keeping it coming on a regular basis for sure. Awesome. Well, thank you, man. Thank you. Yes, and Juggalo's saying what I said earlier, that Eternal's got a trailer today, which means hopefully we're closer to the Kills trailer. Yes, and I said that earlier today, that is one more signpost pointing that we are closer. I think you're right, sir. Darlene says thank you for being here, Darlene, and I hope you'll come back and join us. Hopefully we didn't scare you away. All you new viewers that are new here, even if I didn't see you in the chat, if I missed your comment, or if you haven't spoken up in the chat, again, welcome. Plan on coming back. We plan to do this every Monday. Like I said, there'll come times when we can't, but we plan to do this every Monday. Be sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and turn on the notifications. That way you'll know when we do go live. I do plan to do other lives aside from just Monday nights and just talking about Michael Myers related stuff. I do plan to do other episodes of the Halloween show live at some point, probably about once a month or so, every 4 or 5 weeks. So I'll be again asking and urging you guys to come join me over there on a Friday here in a few weeks. And I can tell you that if and when we get that H Kills trailer, yes, we're going to gather that evening at some point. It's just going to be whenever it happens, but we're definitely going to gather and do a live discussion breakdown of that when that happens. And I look forward to seeing all you guys when that happens, and hearing your thoughts and sharing all that with you. And it's going to be fun because, again, I mean, we're less than 5 months to go until this movie, and then we got a whole other year until it ends, and then after that, it's the 45th anniversary year of the whole franchise. So, you know, we got a lot of exciting stuff coming down the pike. So, once again, thank you everybody for being here. There's Victoria, new here. Thank you for a great show. Looking forward to Mondays. Well, thank you once again. Some more new blood here on Michael Myers Monday. Thank you to all the new blood. And yes, definitely plan to be back Mondays, 10:31 p.m. Eastern Time. Again, I can't thank you enough for being here. Spread the word, hit the share button, hit the like button if you don't mind. All that does help us raise in the algorithms. There are going to be some exciting interviews coming. I know I keep saying that, and you're like, oh yeah, you're saying that, but like I said, the Halloween Kills stuff, the people that I've already lined up stuff with, specifically related to that film, we're all in agreement. It's going to be a little bit better to wait until we're a little bit closer to release date. And you can imagine some of the reasons why. But exciting stuff coming, to say the least. That's all I'm going to say about that right now. So, all right, I'm going to get out of here. Summit, he loves my Korn voice for Ryan Korn. Yes. Are you ready? Yes. See, you said it, so I had to do it. Thank you. See, that's a regular viewer right there. Juggalo says, not sure if previously addressed, but should definitely jump on in the live feed and tweets when Joe Bob's Last Drive-In airs on Friday nights. That's a good point. We should jump on in that and at some point. I think that'd be great. Yeah, that's a good idea. Thank you. All right. It is well after midnight. We are approaching the 2-hour mark. That this I think might be the longest broadcast yet. I was like, there's no way I'm ever going to go 2 hours, but look what you guys have done to me. All right, guys. Happy Michael Myers Monday. Have a good week. Fingers crossed that we all wake up tomorrow to Jason Blum saying trailer on Wednesday, right? All right. Happy Michael Myers Monday. I'm Matt Arts for Halloween Daily News. Thank you for watching.